Hey, what's going on? It's KQKC Boxing Channel coming to you with another video. That's right. This time I have to talk about Mr. Kenny Porter. I've been letting it go for a while. Thought maybe he'd come to his senses just a little bit, because I understand he's under a little pressure because he's about to fight with Danny Garcia and his father, Angel Garcia. But I'm going to tell you, Mr. Porter, no one gives a shit about the amateurs. Sean Porter, no one gives a shit about what you did in the amateurs. There are a lot of people that have great standout amateur careers and turned out to be bullshit in the pros. Demetrius Andre, great amateur, great standout, but he fucked up his career, and now he's basically on the rebound when he should have been, have at least been a champion 3 times over. So we're trying to stay away from the amateurs, and let's get to the meat and potatoes and talk about the pros. Your son is a welterweight, a big welterweight. He will be fighting another welterweight, and both of these two welterweight are scared of one welterweight that they call the truth. So you can talk all you want to on the side of your neck about your son is the real boogeyman. No, he's not. No one was ducking him. No one has ducked him. They probably put his ass on hold because his name is not big enough, which is true. I always thought that. I always thought your son was a mediocre boxer. Sure, he can throw out a couple of jabs, but that's it. Nothing else. Nothing special. Now, if you call leading with your head and banging somebody against the ropes a fighter, then you need to go back to training school and learn. Because he smothered his punches. As I mentioned, he leads with his head, which you can ask Andre Berto about this. Set up for potential head butts. Therefore, it cuts open someone with less scar tissue than him, which I'm quite sure you all figured it out once you look at the tapes and go back and see how your opponent has been cut and how many times and where. It's called strategizing. And Mr. Porter, your son is not the real boogeyman. Earl, the true Spence Jr., is really the boogeyman of the division. Why? Because he carries power, not in his one hand, southpaw, but in both hands. He has great balance. Oh, he got great fundamentals. And his defensive skills have improved. Since Bundu. Because he was getting hit too much to me. But now he worked on his defense. He put in more work than Floyd Mayweather could ever think about putting in. Sure, your son works hard, but he has too much muscle to carry around. Charging, I call it bull charging, your opponent is not called boxing. Now, I usually don't agree with the Garcias. That's Danny Garcia, that is, and Angel Garcia. But they might be on to something. Your son usually is playing four-corner offense or four-corner defense. He doesn't fight like a boxer. He fights like a football player. He will rough you up. And I'm not talking about with his hands, with his head. I can name Keith Thurman. We all remember that fight. Great fight, close fight. But he was rushing in doing the football thing, and guess what? He found himself getting rocked. Then he wanted to get the shot back, and guess what he tried to do? Besides trying to think like a boxer and resetting, he thought like a football player and chased him down and tried to catch him. You know which round that was. So, Mr. Porter, Mr. K. Diddy, don't give us that bullshit. The boogeyman is Errol Spence. And why? Because you and Danny Garcia will be victorious on September the 8th. But which one gonna stand up and be a man and fight Errol Spence? Which one gonna bow down and say, well, it's not worth it, it's not enough money? Or they might go down the street to the zone. Which one would it be? I'm sorry to say, and any other viewers out there that's listening, Sean Porter does not have great balance. He doesn't have great fundamentals. Sure, he throws a good jab now and then. He's not consistent. But what he is consistent on is charging with his head. One day, he will run into someone that has strong power like Errol Spence and get knocked the hell out. Because he come in low, because he's a short welterweight. So, he recepted to an uppercut. That's right. And we know that he smothers his punches, so he pinned you against the rope. Then he used his head as he swings with his arms, which he's not hitting anything but shoulders. And he raised up with his head, trying to open the guard, the high guard that his opponent has. That's not boxing. That's roughhousing. That's win at any cost, which in a way you're supposed to do, but within the rules. Are you listening? Within the rules, Mr. Porter. I'm just a small new channel telling it like it is. I do not bite my tongue for nobody. Just take a look and listen at my last video before this one. I went in on maybe your future son's promoter, Mr. Eddie Hearn, and how Al Heyman, the one that you all might not be loyal to if you win and you face Errol Spence. Or then again, I might be wrong. You might take the ass whooping like a man. You might talk the shit like a man. You might stand up to him like a man. And you may fall like a man. Yes, true enough, you was in Sheffield when Earl was fighting Kell Brooks. Yes, you did cheer him on. Congrats. That was then. This is now. So, before you rag and tag on anybody. Before you call your son any type of a hero, take a look in the mirror. Take a look at your son. Take a look at his fundamentals. Take a look at what he has accomplished. Only by not skill, not will, not grit, but by bull rushing. That's the truth. Like that old saying says, if you can't handle the truth, get the fuck out the kitchen. And I'm KQKC. If you have a problem, holler at me. Because sometimes the truth hurts. I love you, brother. Yes, I do. But I'm going to tell it like it is. As a boxing fan and a boxing enthusiast, we like to see good fighters. We like to see honest fighters. We don't like to see dirty fighters. Now, I'm not calling your son a dirty fighter. It's just some of his tactics are a little bit extreme. Maybe you don't care. Maybe you have the attitude of winning at all costs. But I believe winning by talent. Sure, Earl is not that type of guy. Earl is a people's champ, like Muhammad Ali was. Earl's not going to jump in the ring and steal no one else's glory. No, he's not going to do that. So, are you going to stand up and tell the truth? Or are you going to have someone else tell it for you? Like KQKC. Because I will. I'll have no problem doing it. See, that's one thing about being a new channel. You don't have shit to lose. And you don't have shit to gain. So therefore, I'm going to tell it like it is. No. Your son's not the people champion. They like your son because he's down, dirty, and exciting. See, we are Americans. And some Americans like rough, dirty tactics. Not saying that your son does that, but they like to see the blood. They like to see the pounding on the head. They like rough and tough shit. But when you have a finesse fighter like Earl, Floyd, Casamayor, those what you call finesse fighter. Keith Thurman, he's a good fighter when he wants to be. After he lost, your son said, I knew he was going to run. It's not running. It's called ring generalship. Look it up. You're a trainer. You should know. It's not slugging. It's called boxing. It's called the sweet science. Learn it. Know it. Think about it. Train it. Because when you can work that ring and you can hit on the run, that's the extra point for you. Now, I like your son. He's a good guy. He truly is. But he's no boogeyman. No, he's not. And how dare you have a contract on your son, then threaten to sit him down if you want to. See, that's the first thing he made his mistake. You never do business with family. It's okay to train him, but to do business with him, that's a no-no. Because the least one that will fuck you is your family. Ask anybody. I guarantee you 6 out of 10 people will say yes, they've been fucked by their family. Many are in court today. Brother against brother, sister against sister. Don't you dare ever say your son is the boogeyman of the welterweight division. ERROL, the true Spence, don't brag about being on the Olympic team. No, he left all that behind. He's a professional prize fighter, just like your son is. Don't brag about the amateurs again. Brag what you did in the pros and how you did it. You're a grown-ass man just like I am. And if you believe what I believe, the truth will set your ass free. So, tell the truth. Yes, my son need a little polishing. My son need to learn how to back someone up without rushing in with his head down. My son need to learn how to throw by taking 1 or 2 steps back once he has his opponent on the ropes. He don't have to open his opponent guard up with his head. He can do it with his fists. Teach your son how to fight like a man, not like a cheat. See, this is the second video I did today where I went in on someone. I'm trying not to go in on you because I have respect for you as a man and a father. But I wonder, what if your son was a high school dropout with no money but a $10 hour job? Would you be kissing his ass like you're doing today? Don't think so. This is KC Boxing Channel. If you like what I'm saying, subscribe to my channel. If you don't, I still love you. I'm still a boxing fan and you're welcome to leave a comment. But if you do subscribe to my channel, please hit that notification bell. Each and every time I upload a video, you will know about it. And also, if you like what I'm telling Kenny Porter, K Diddy, hit that like button. Because I told you, KC gonna tell the truth. I don't have shit to gain or shit to lose. I'm a brand new decorative station or channel, and I'm gonna tell it like it T.I. is. Peace and love.